Good morning, neighbors. It is Tuesday, February 24th, 2026, and you are tuned in to the Murphy Morning Show. I am your host, Sara, sharing a fresh cup of local news, weather, and community happenings from right here in our beautiful Murphy, North Carolina mountain home. Settle in, take a deep breath, and let us get you caught up on what matters around town today. Let us start with what has been weighing on a lot of hearts in Cherokee County. Earlier this month, our community officially became without an elected sheriff after former Sheriff Dustin Smith stepped down from office. District Attorney Ashley Hornsby Welch sent a strongly worded letter criticizing his handling of two major murder cases, including a 2022 shooting of an unarmed man in Murphy and the killing of a detention officer by an inmate. The Cherokee County Board of Commissioners has called a special meeting at the courthouse to declare the office vacant and move forward with naming a chief deputy to serve as acting sheriff, while the county works toward choosing a permanent replacement. And all of this is stirring up big conversations about accountability, trust, and how we want law enforcement to operate in our small mountain community. That change in leadership comes on the heels of former Sheriff Smith's own announcement that he was resigning and bowing out of his re-election campaign after just one term. He shared that the tragedies during his time in office, the public criticism, and what he described as misinformation had taken a serious toll on him and his family, and he said he believed God was calling him to focus on them and on the next chapter of his life. For folks here in Murphy and across Cherokee County, it is a complicated mix of emotions: concern over how past cases were handled, sympathy for everyone affected, and hope that this transition might bring more stability and transparency to the sheriff's office going forward. Looking back just a few weeks, many of you will remember the tragic crash on North Carolina Highway 294 here in Cherokee County during that stretch of wintry road conditions at the start of the month. A 57-year-old Murphy man, Robert Walker, was killed when his vehicle crashed on those slick roads, and troopers say speed for the conditions and not wearing a seatbelt contributed to the collision. It is a heartbreaking reminder for all of us in the hills, especially with these late winter ups and downs, to slow down when the weather turns and to always buckle up. Even on short drives you have made 1,000 times before. Our local media has also been busy highlighting how Cherokee County is still processing earlier tragedies linked to the sheriff's office, including the death of a detention officer during an inmate escape from Erlanger Western Carolina Hospital in the Peachtree community. That incident, which involved a federal inmate who escaped during a medical visit and then opened fire, ultimately led to the loss of Officer Flats, a detention officer remembered as a good man who served at the Cherokee County Detention Center for 4 years. Those events are part of the backdrop to the current leadership shakeup and are shaping the way many residents here in Murphy think about safety, training, and support for first responders going forward. Not all of the recent headlines are heavy, though, and that is important to remember. The Cherokee Scout has been lifting up some lighter stories that feel very only in Murphy, including a Valentine's shotgun wedding at Cherokee Guns right here in town, where a local couple tied the knot in full mountain style. Bridesmaid Beth Picklesheimer even held a free shotgun as a wedding gift for the newlyweds, a tongue-in-cheek nod to the old phrase, shotgun wedding, and a reminder that our little town still knows how to laugh, celebrate, and lean into its quirky country personality, even in challenging times. Regionally, folks are also keeping an eye on wildfire and drought risks across western North Carolina after recent years of large fires near Andrews and around the Collette Ridge area. A major blaze there burned more than 2,000 acres near Andrews not too long ago, feeding into broader statewide studies showing that future wildfires are likely to hit more vulnerable, rural communities especially hard. For people here in Murphy, Andrews, and Peachtree, this has pushed fire safety and burn bans higher up in everybody's awareness, whether that is rethinking outdoor burning on breezy days or paying more attention to how dry our forests are staying between rains. Finally, on the broader climate and environment front, New research out of North Carolina has been highlighting how issues like wildfires and drinking water contamination can end up putting extra pressure on rural communities like ours. Studies looking at wildfire risk and at poly and perfluorinated chemicals in North Carolina drinking water have been pointing out that small, lower-income areas tend to bear a bigger share of the environmental burden. For folks living here along the rivers, creeks, and ridgelines around Murphy, that kind of research can feel pretty personal and is sparking more conversations about how to protect both our health and this beautiful landscape we all love. All right, let us talk about the weather over the next few days here in Murphy. Today, Tuesday, you can expect a cool but seasonable late winter day with afternoon highs right around the upper 40s to near 50 degrees and lows tonight dipping back down into the low 30s. Skies should be a mix of clouds and sunshine, and winds will stay light and gentle, so it will feel crisp but not bitter as long as you have a good jacket handy. There could be a stray shower in the region, but for most of us it looks mainly dry with typical February chill. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we keep that late winter feel going with another day of highs in the low to maybe mid-50s, and overnight temperatures sliding back to around the freezing mark. Expect a blend of clouds and some sun, maybe leaning a bit cloudier at times, but without any major storms bearing down on us. It is a good day for errands in town, walking the dog in layers, or taking a quick stroll by the river if you do not mind the cool air. By Thursday, temperatures look to nudge up just a touch, with highs in the low to perhaps mid-50s again and lows in the mid-30s. Still very much coat weather, but not extreme. Clouds may thicken a bit more, and there is a modest chance of some light rain or showers trying to sneak in, so keep an umbrella stashed in the car just in case you catch a passing shower. Overall, though, it is a fairly typical late February stretch here in Murphy. Cool days, chilly nights, and nothing too wild on the weather front as we inch our way toward spring. And hey, while we are here in the forecast break, let me take a second to ask a little favor. If you enjoy waking up with the Murphy Morning Show, please hit that subscribe button, tap like, and go ahead and slam that notification bell so you never miss an update. If you find value in this show, share it with a friend or a neighbor who might like a friendly local voice with their morning coffee. Now let us look at what is coming up around our community, starting right here in downtown Murphy. The local downtown business calendar for February has been highlighting pop-up markets and creative workshops, including crafted dough art classes at the MAC and gallery events along Peachtree Street. These kinds of small, cozy gatherings are a great way to support our local artists and shop owners, get out of the house, and meet your neighbors face to face. So if you see a flyer in a window downtown, consider dropping by, browsing the art, and saying hello. Looking a little further ahead, the town is already promoting the next Murphy Spring Festival, which will be back in early May with live music, food trucks, a beer and wine garden, kid-friendly activities, and all sorts of regional craft vendors spread out along Peachtree Street. It is still a couple of months away, but it is a good one to circle on your calendar if you love strolling through downtown with a funnel cake in one hand and a local brew in the other. The festival is all about showcasing hometown hospitality, so vendors, musicians, and volunteers are already starting to gear up to make this year's event another big day for Murphy. If you are up for a short drive, Blairsville, Georgia has a busy events calendar this month as well. Their local chamber and downtown association are promoting winter and early spring happenings, including wine tours and tastings at Paradise Hills and special downtown promotions. A standout for around this time of year is the Winery Comedy Night at Paradise Hills Resort, where they bring in live stand-up comedians for an evening show at the winery and bistro, giving folks in our mountain region a chance to enjoy good food, local wine, and some laughs under one roof. It is one of those easy date night or friends night out options that is still close enough to home to be back in Murphy before it gets too late. Also in Blairsville, downtown organizers are looking ahead to their Spring Arts, Crafts, and Music Festival, which lands on Memorial Day weekend. That one features a parade, demonstrations, and plenty of regional crafts and performances, and while it is a little ways down the road, It is a nice reminder that warmer days and outdoor festivals are on the way. For folks here in Murphy, it can be a fun day trip that still feels very small town mountain, just with a slightly different backdrop across the state line. As you plan your week, just remember to take it slow on those mountain roads, especially early in the morning and late at night when temperatures are near freezing and black ice can still be lurking in unexpected spots. Give yourself extra time, use those headlights, and keep an eye out for road crews and first responders if you see flashing lights, because they are out there keeping the rest of us safe. That is going to do it for today's edition of the Murphy Morning Show. Thank you so much for spending part of your Tuesday with me. It really does mean the world to have this little corner of the airwaves to share with you. I am Sara, wishing you a peaceful, productive, and kind day here in our mountains, and I hope you will join me again tomorrow morning for more local news, weather, and community stories from right here in Murphy, North Carolina.